Hello everyone, welcome back. It's good to see you. I am filming this on October 1st, 2025, so if you are watching this around the time that I post it, then happy October. There is a very specific message coming through today. I have been unraveling the energy and connecting the dots all morning. Per usual, I have all of my notes here, so if you see me looking down, I'm just referencing this. Let's go through all of this first and then we'll pull some cards. The very interesting thing is that this message has actually been coming through for about 2 months, but it's only now, October 1st, that I'm guided to actually deliver the message. And that is part of the message. The way that it's coming through is part of it. So, a couple of months ago, I had just filmed a Cancer reading, and I filmed it in the morning, I posted it in the afternoon, and then I went for a walk. And as soon as I went for a walk, I got this incredibly vivid vision of a pile of red bricks. And I knew immediately, this is a message, this is an intuitive hit, this is not just my brain being random. I can just tell at this point the difference. It was so lucid and there was a gravity to it. So I tried to go into it, but I was on a walk. So I didn't have my notebook. I wasn't really in the frame of mind to be meditating deeply with it, and nothing else was coming. So I just kind of put it in the back of my mind and continued. And I remember asking in the moment, is this for Cancer? Is this like part of the Cancer message that I missed? And I heard, no, this is for whoever needs to hear it, AKA the larger collective. So, okay. Within a couple of days of getting that vision, on my walk, and I used to walk the same loop, the same street every single day where I used to live. A couple days later on that walk, I saw a pile of red bricks outside of a house, and it had not been there before. So that reminded me, okay, Spirit is still bringing my attention to some kind of message about red bricks. What is this? But I couldn't get any further into it. Again, kind of put it in the back of my mind. Several more days pass, and on my walk in front of a house farther down the street, there was a huge stack of red bricks, like at least as tall as me. It had not been there before. And then, fast forward several more days, or even a couple more weeks, to the very beginning of September when I moved here, where I am now. And within 48 hours of moving here, I noticed several buildings made completely out of red bricks. So over the course of several weeks, Spirit had given me this message in the form of first just a tiny pile of red bricks, then a big pile of red bricks, and then full-blown buildings made out of red bricks. And when I saw the buildings made out of red bricks, I immediately got with it the story of the 3 little pigs. We're going to get into that in just a second, but remember that. So clearly, there was a larger message unfolding, but only this morning, on October 1st, did I get the go-ahead from Spirit to deliver this message, and I'm finally now putting the whole thing together. So, that being said, there's your backstory. You have built yourself a house of bricks. And Spirit is specifically using the word fortress or force field to describe this house of bricks that you have built. This house of bricks could be a whole new life from the ground up. Or it could be one aspect of your life, or it could be a very particular creation. But whatever it is protected because it is made out of bricks. So you have put in work dedication and methodical effort into this new reality or new creation over a long stretch of time. And now, whenever you're seeing this, potentially October 1st or the beginning of October, now it's paying off. And you're at this tipping point where you're almost ready to, or maybe some of you are ready, you're almost ready to tip into the stage where you can enjoy it. You've built it, now you can enjoy it. So I got very specifically the date August 11th. And when that came through, I had to double, triple, quadruple check that I was really getting it, because August 11th is my dad's birthday. So I was like, wait a minute, is this really for the collective, or is this just coming through because of that? And nope, 100% it's for you. It just so happens to be my dad's birthday. I actually got, when I was triple checking, I got a date range of August 8th through the 15th. So obviously 8/8 is the Lionsgate portal, and August 9th there was a full moon. And August 11th is kind of the dead center of that range. So take it how it resonates. Think back to that week of August for yourself. Or if you're watching this, let's say 10 years after I've posted it, think back to a good couple of months ago. Compare who you were then and what your life looked like then to now. What has changed? What did you set in motion at that time that is now birthing or manifesting? Because what I got is that around that time, August 11th, something was activated. Something was activated, your creation or your intention, the reality you're in now, it was activated or it started to unfold. Now it is fully formed. And when I heard fully formed, I saw an egg, and I heard the egg is ready to hatch. That analogy of an egg getting ready to hatch, to me, that feels like a symbol of you being done or nearly being done building your fortress of bricks, your house of bricks. Okay. Now let's wrap it all the way back to the three little pigs. So I'm sure most of you know the story, but just as a little refresher, the first little pig built his house out of straw. The second little pig built his house out of sticks. The third and final little pig built his house out of bricks. So when the big bad wolf came to try to eat them, he easily was able to blow down the first two houses, because the first two little pigs did not put the thought, the care, the intention, the effort into their homes. So they had to run to the safety of their brother's house, the house of bricks. And of course, the big bad wolf could not get into or blow down the house of bricks. So again, something you've put work, dedication, or methodical effort into is now paying off. You have created a fortress from the ground up. This fortress is laced with spiritual and physical intention as well as protection. Okay. I'm just reading my notes. You have created a reality in which you have clearly defined what you want to keep in and what you want to stay out. And now you can really start to enjoy it. So if you think about it, if we're going with this analogy of a house, it's like the walls, the roof, even the floor, it's a boundary. It's a clearly delineated boundary. And you can now decide what you want in and what you want out. Okay? It's essentially an impenetrable force field. Nothing will get in unless you let it in, or, and this is a big part of the message, or unless you neglect maintenance. So it's whatever you've created that Spirit is describing as a house of bricks. I don't know what it is, your life as a whole or a specific creation, something you have intended. Just because you have finished it or it has reached some kind of cumulative state of completion, that doesn't mean your relationship to this thing is over. Like, built it, manifested it, done, gone. No, your relationship to this thing is just transitioning. And if we're going with the analogy of a house, once you've built a house, you don't just walk away from it, in theory. You start to live in it. You start to enjoy it. You start to decorate it, the best part. You start to decorate it, and you start to potentially do maintenance on it, okay? So that's kind of where I feel like most of you are at, okay? It's like you're putting the finishing touches on your home. Maybe some of you are working on the roof. Maybe some of you are starting to paint the walls or bring in furniture or play with lighting fixtures, right? So Spirit is really emphasizing this need for maintenance. Just because something has reached this crescendo, like ultimate manifestation point, that doesn't mean that you can detach from it. It means simply the nature of your relationship to it needs to shift from active building to active maintenance, including enjoying it, okay? So I know this is kind of abstract, but hopefully it resonates. And if this message is for you, then you'll probably know what your fortress is. It's just a manifestation that cannot be taken from you unless you neglect maintenance. Let's pull some cards. This is the Holler Moon Mountain Oracle deck. All right. Tell me a little bit more about the theme of this reading. So you are protected. Your creation or your reality is a creation. It's all protected because of the intention and the methodical nature with which you constructed it. So you can trust it. That's part of the message too. There's an invitation here. Part of enjoying it is being able to trust this manifestation, this reality you've created. It's real, it's lasting, okay? Trust it, but stay connected to it. You're in relationship to what you've created. Even if, let's say hypothetically, what you've created is a whole new life. Well, how did you create it? The same intention with which you created it is the intention with which you maintain it. Hopefully this is making sense. What is the theme of this reading? Tell me a little bit more. Seasoned. Enjoying it. Look at that. This looks like cornbread to me. I just saw a shirt about cornbread. I don't know, maybe cornbread is a message for somebody, but this looks like cornbread to me. Delicious, perfectly cooked, well-seasoned cornbread that you just took a big old slice out of, and now you're gonna eat it. It's time to enjoy. I mean, we're entering, at the time that I'm filming this, it doesn't matter when you see this, at the time that I'm filming this, we're now officially into harvest season. So it is time to reap the rewards of what you've intended into existence. Signs. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So maybe feathers are significant to you. But again, the way that this message came through, I've never gotten a message like this before. I've never gotten a message over the span of like 2 months. I thought it was a dragonfly. It's just a wasp. But maybe wasps are also significant to you. Usually the messages that I channel, they come through the same day. Maybe a couple days before, max, 444 on the timer. But this was a completely different experience for me as the channel and as the reader. I was getting signs for 2 months. And as I was sitting with all of this morning, I kept thinking to myself, I wish I had had the cognizance at the time to take a note of when I first started getting visions of this, when it first started coming through. I wish just on my phone or somewhere I had just written a single line with the date and the vision and the feeling that had come through, so that I could go back and have like a physical record of the whole unfolding of this message. Because I'm just having to go purely off of memory here. And I do feel like that's a message for you as well. Keeping physical records in some way, whether it's writing or typing a note on your phone, somehow take note of signs that you get as you get them. Even if you can't connect all of the dots in that moment, or you're not sure what it means, keeping track, a physical record of the signs that you're getting, you're going to reach a point at some point in the future where it all makes sense, and you're going to thank yourself, because being able to go back and trace, it's like trace the spiral of unfolding. Your ability to do that is going to feed the depth of your understanding of what's happening. Okay. I'm also getting trail of breadcrumbs. I mean, there's all these crumbs in the cornbread combined with the card signs. It's almost like Spirit has been leaving you a trail of breadcrumbs that this is going to happen for quite some time, or a trail of breadcrumbs indicating that your manifestation, it's well underway. It's coming. Your cornbread's in the oven. Okay, should I pull any more from this deck? I'm hearing no. Okay. Let's go into tarot. This is the Green Menagerie Tarot. Okay, where do we go from here? What do we go into? Well, I feel like there's two components to this message. The first is simply confirmation. If it's resonating with you, then this is confirmation that it's time to start enjoying what you've built. It's time to start, enjoying the harvest of whatever you've created. Relax a little bit, have fun. I mean, to go from hammering, and sawing wood and laying the bricks to getting to paint walls and arrange furniture, at least for me, that's like a much more exciting aspect of the whole process of building a home. Maybe some of you prefer the construction. I don't know. Maybe that's a message too. I didn't think about it that way. But at least for me, it's like, you're entering a much more enjoyable phase of this creative process. So it's confirmation. It's also an invitation to relax and trust what you've created, trust what you've built. It's lasting, it's real, it's here. And then the second layer or component here is Spirit really, I'm seeing Spirit handing you on a silver platter, a literal silver platter on a hand. That reminds me of, the aces in tarot, something being handed to you. An offer, an opportunity here for you to start dipping your toes in this energy of playful maintenance. Okay, so what do we go into? Let's look at the creation. Let's look at what you've created. Just a kind of general fingerprint of it, because it's going to be different for each of you. What is this house of bricks? This force field, this impenetrable fortress, laced with spiritual and physical intention. What is this house of bricks? Sometimes we need a reminder. Sometimes we need a reminder to enjoy what we've created, because we get so locked into this, the Eight of Pentacles. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this card comes up like a lot. It has come up a lot recently for all kinds of collectives, all kinds of readings. Well, it's an expression of something you've mastered. That's for sure. I mean, this is, I wrote dedication, work, methodical effort. Hello, it's this. Consistency over time. All of that is the path of mastery. It was just 2020 when I said that. Mastery is not something, you do a few times and then never again. Walking a path of mastery with something means you're doing it continuously for like indefinitely, maybe for the entirety of your life or for at least a long time. 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. This is so interesting. So this is what's representing your house of bricks. You put in the work, now you get to enjoy it. Wish fulfillment. I think this is something you consciously created. We're always manifesting, we're always creating. Many of our creations are unconscious, but some of them are quite conscious. And I feel like this is a conscious creation. It's something that you activated for yourself around that time in August. Even if you set things in motion with this creation before August, something about that August 11th date, approximately, was the activation of it. Okay. So you've consciously worked on perfecting this which you have created. And now Spirit is saying, do you have the emotional bandwidth to be able to enjoy it? So much of the 9 of Cups, I have come to discover, is about emotional management. It's wish fulfillment, yes, but there's nuance. It's like, you could have the best day ever or the worst day ever, entirely dependent on your focus. That is about emotional management, So it's like you could stay in that grind, hustle, gotta work mode or mentality, but then what's the point? What's the point? Spirit is saying the whole point has been to get here, where you can lean back a little bit. Okay. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Should I go into... I kind of want to go into what is the big bad wolf. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Should I say that? I feel like I want to say it. So going back to the analogy of the 3 little pigs, right? The story of the 3 little pigs. And the big bad wolf. I mean, it's just negative energy, right? It's just what you don't want that can't get in anymore. But it's so interesting because I was literally just, my mom just texted me the other day about Busch Gardens. It doesn't matter. An amusement park in Virginia and in Florida. But anyway, there used to be a ride called the Big Bad Wolf in Busch Gardens in Virginia. And it was one of my favorite rides as a kid because I used to go there with her every spring for spring break. And she just sent me a text the other day, something about like they brought it back. They brought back the Big Bad Wolf, or they were going to. I don't know. I didn't really look into it, but there is something here about the Big Bad Wolf. I just thought of that. I just remembered that in this moment. So what is the Big Bad Wolf? What is this energy that can't get in or disrupt or break down the creation of the collective? King of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. And the Tower is technically underneath of that. Well, this is the effect of the Big Bad Wolf, right? I know it's a totally different myth or story, but I'm also thinking of the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood now, because the Queen of Cups in shadow is very manipulative. So it's an energy that would potentially try to like weasel its way in. If this energy, if the big bad wolf, whatever you don't want to experience, if it can't like forcefully blow its way in and cause that, your house to literally fall down, your creation to literally crumble, it's gonna try to come across maybe as sweet, right? Because the wolf in Little Red Riding Hood was dressed up as the grandmother, you know, enticing Little Red Riding Hood to get closer, 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 closer. So what you want to stay out of your creation, or what you want to protect yourself, your creation, your reality from, it could be certain people. It could be certain people for some of you. People who maybe come across or try to present themselves as calm, in control, gentle, understanding, but you know underneath of that comes that, right? Now, if it's not people, and this is energy, I feel almost like this is the energy of mixed signals. Let me sit with it for one more second. Actually, let's pull an oracle card to clarify. What is this big bad wolf energy? It's consistent. It's like it's not going to try to knock at your door, and if you don't answer or don't let it in, it's just going to go away and give up. This is King of Pentacles is like, whatever this energy is, it's like it's always present. And I'm doing this, maybe it's like constantly circling you. It's an energy that's always circling you, orbiting you, trying to, it's like circling your creation, circling your house, trying to look for a way in, trying to look for a back door or a weak point in the house, but it can't find it. That's why maintenance is so important. Again, I know this reading is like super abstract and metaphorical, but hopefully it makes sense on some level. View, and I was getting the analogy of a window. Yeah. I was thinking to myself, what kind of maintenance do you do on a house? You know? Maybe, and I was thinking about repairing a window. Maybe some of you need to actually repair a window in your home, or like reinforce some kind of insulation. Yeah, this is an energy that's looking for a weak point. That's why you had to build your house out of bricks. It doesn't give up, and it doesn't disappear just because it doesn't get in on the first try. Why does this energy want in? I don't want to spend too long on this, but it feels kind of like an energy that wants to benefit from your energy. Because your energy is, I mean, I'm seeing the color gold. Your energy is very high vibration, for lack of a better term. It's golden. Feels angelic in a way. It's beautiful. And you have the capacity to generate abundance, you know, whether that's emotional, material, spiritual, energetic abundance. It's like the reason why your fortress is laced with physical and energetic, spiritual intention and abundance is because it's you. Everything you create is an extension of you. It's an expression of you. So of course this energy that is of lack and manipulation, of course it wants in. It wants to like feed off of your incredible energy. Two of Swords. Did I already say this? I at least thought it. This energy is two-faced. Knight of Wands at the bottom. Well, whatever this energy is, it's stuck, whether it's a person or an experience, a reality. I don't know. It's heavy. It feels stuck. It feels disconnected from spiritual connection. Okay. And so it's almost like there's a level of desperation here to try to connect with you or feed off of you, but that will only ever lead to the tower, right? Wherever I put it. And you know that, maybe because you've engaged with this energy multiple times before, and so you know there is no other outcome but the tower with this. There is no other outcome but destruction and chaos with this person, place, thing, energy, you know, from experience. Or you just have the perception to tell, you know, the intention behind this is not right. I don't want to entrain with this. I don't want this in my house. I don't want this in my reality. Okay, so then tell me, should I go into... Yes, let's go into this idea of maintenance, which is really the advice. Advice for the collective. How does the collective maintain what they've created for themselves? I just felt such an interesting sensation. It's not chills. It was almost like a rush. There's something here about a focus on energetic maintenance. I'm getting something specific about using crystals to do that. Okay, if you feel called to it, play around with crystal energy. Haha! Oh, that's so interesting! Okay, that was really cool. Crystal energy. I just got this bracelet this morning, like in the mail this morning. This was a gift from one of you, a subscriber. And it's made of crystals. So that's confirmation. Okay. Yeah, crystal energy. Tell me more about advice for the collective. Four of Swords. King of Wands, combating the King of Pentacles. And let's pull an oracle card to clarify. You have to protecting your peace of mind, protecting your mental clarity and your mental health even. It is the same as protecting your creative power. I love this. I love this. It's like you're meeting that King of Pentacles at the door in your King of Wands energy. And in the last collective reading that I gave, you were invited to step into your Queen of Wands energy. You're being guided here to make some really powerful decisions, to take powerful action, to actively preserve and maintain the mental peace, or even you could say energetic and spiritual peace that you've cultivated for yourself through this. I love this. Preserve, maintain is like the same thing. Seal that lid real tight. It's a mason jar. Seal the lid really tight. It's kind of like sealing your windows. Make sure there's no cracks and crevices through which that big bad wolf energy could sneak in and derail this almost like creative abode. I'm hearing it's a sanctuary that you've created for yourself. Even if what you've created is like, let's say my age-old analogy of a book. Like, let's say you've written a book, you've created a book. So many of you must be writers. I mean, I'm a writer, so that we're all connected. I know I'm going to write a book someday. Even if what we're talking about here, your house of bricks, is a physical object like a book rather than your reality in general, like, it's sacred. It's sacred. It's a sacred space to you. It's its own, or it has its own aura. Whether it's a book or a painting or a deck of cards or I don't know whatever you have created outside of you, everything also has its own aura. And in a way, it is like its own little energy vortex that you enter into when you engage with it. That must be protected and preserved, okay? It's something that holds the frequency of your divine essence. So when you interact with it, you're interacting with your own essence, your creative essence. It helps you to clear your mind of distractions or negative energies that would prevent you from tapping into your creative potential. Okay. So I guess it's just going to look different for each of you, whatever this preserve energy is. But King of Wands is big energy. This is forward moving, proactive masculine energy. This is not just sit back and hope it all goes well. This is like actively protecting what you've created. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let's go into some journal prompts from my journal prompt deck, and then we'll get a closing message. Is your fear a sign that something is wrong for you or something is right for you? How can you tell the difference? That's an interesting question. I think whatever this big bad wolf energy is that you want to keep out, it definitely would probably make you feel afraid or give you some anxiety. And that's a sign for sure that something's off. Sometimes we feel fear when we've reached the edge of our comfort zone and we're being guided to step beyond it, right? Or to take some kind of big risk. But sometimes we feel fear when our intuition, our body, our guides are trying to tell us something's off, right? What would you be doing right now if you already had what you wanted? You already have what you want. You'd be enjoying it. Can you enjoy it? Let's get one more. I love myself because, maybe self-love is something that's, let me sit with this, hang on. Well, protecting what you've created is a form of self-love. Even if what you've created is something external, an object outside of you. Protecting your creation is self-love. So this is all really a practice in self-love. This whole thing has been an active practice and expression of self-love. Answer those questions for yourself and see where they take you. Let's get a closing message from Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. Closing message for the collective. Ooh. Number 39, portal. Originality, idealism, and progression. And look at that front door. What you've created is a portal. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what the guidebook says. There we go. All right. This is so exciting. This is a transformative moment in your life when you are about to walk through the door into a new world. You can use this wisdom or experience to your advantage if you create a new perspective through self-development. Go forward, dear one. You are protected by divinity's circle of love. Oh, and that's interesting because I was talking about how the big bad wolf energy is circling your house, like looking for any way in. But this creation has its own force field, which is also circling and preventing the big bad wolf from getting in. Okay, in the direction you flow, there is a new earth, or should we say, fresh beginnings to be discovered. This is a natural progression in the right direction. Let go of the negative emotions that no longer serve you. 9 of Cups. Trust in Spirit's guidance. Signs. You'll be safe under their protection. Drop the layers of security and embrace your vulnerability. Because you can be vulnerable in your house or in connection with your creation. You may face adversity as you go against the grain, but your wisdom is grounded and rooted in Earth's nurturing energy, and you will flourish as a result. Release the responsibilities of feeling trodden on as you begin to dig beneath the treads that others have imprinted on you. Permit the water to wash over you and carry any burdens away. There is comfort and solace in solitude as you break loose from the herd. The seeds that have been sown are continuing to grow, and despite the rocky ground, your roots are firm, allowing your aspirations to flourish. You began by learning how to walk, then dug beneath the surface to remove trespassers' imprints. The big bad wolf was a trespasser. You sowed your seeds and watched them grow and flourish. You are about to be given the opportunity to reap their bounty. Harvest! Your inner calling is inviting you to reflect on the past and heal from it so that you can embrace this fresh start. Affirmation. I am evolving every day. I am an expression of consciousness in physical form. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope this was helpful or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. My journal prompts and all my links will be in the description box. I'll see you again soon. Bye.